Hey everybody, this is Movie Versus, the podcast in defense of bad movies, and this is the prequel to episode 35, I believe. And on this episode, I'm assigning the movies.
No one can see you point to yourself, Tyler.
That's true. Also, yeah, my name is Tyler Lamb. I'm here with I almost completely forgot the introductions. I'm here with Steve Janik, my co-host. Steve, how's it going?
It is going well.
And then that's good. And I'm also here with Charlie Pixley. What's up, Chuck?
Things are going bananas.
Oh, shit, dude. That's crazy.
Wait, B-A-N-A-N-A-S?
No.
Okay, so a different
Things
spelling
are
of banana.
going plantains.
Oh, that's even more insane, dude.
That's
like
got to
off
be
the
less.
walls.
It's smaller.
Yeah, but it's...
No, full-size plantains are huge, dude.
Are they?
Yeah, like some of them are like over a foot long. Then you can find those little baby ones too.
Oh, okay.
You uncultured fuck.
Clearly.
Don't know plantain sizes.
Sorry.
You call yourself exotic.
I do not.
That's not...
That's erotic. My bad.
Oh, I thought his Facebook name was Steve Erotic Exotic.
Yeah.
Janik, and it's got like as his middle name in quotes or whatever. I thought that's...
None of those things are true. Because I don't have Steve Janik on my Facebook. It's just Erotic Exotic.
I thought that was your fan page.
He actually just has his own symbol like Fritz for a while.
Yeah. So on this episode, I'm assigning. Also, a couple of us saw Spider-Man: Homecoming, and we all actually just came from a War of the Planet of the Apes viewing. So we will talk about both those movies a little bit.
I will mostly be talking about the people in the audience at War for Planet of the Apes because they confused me greatly.
Oh, like cool. We got a private screening with like a couple hundred other people that all bought tickets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Treated like kings.
Mm-hmm, that's one of the first times I've ever done that. So yeah, we'll talk about all that in length. Well, not really in length, but we'll talk about it all later. And so I guess just right now, I'll go right into it. I have an idea for these.
Oh, no.
These are these movies that I've conjured up.
You conjured these movies.
Yes.
These were not filmed.
Correct.
Is one of them The Conjuring?
They were both. This is pretty common with our movies, but they were both big time flops.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say they're both big, starring Tom Hanks.
No. They were both big time flops in the theaters, and they're pretty recent. They were summer blockbusters that just ooh boy,
more bust than block.
Yeah, and they also were both adaptations of something, which I guess is not that very uncommon.
So Battleship.
Actually, it's just Battleship. Both of you are watching Battleship and John Carter of Mars. It's a Taylor Kitsch edition of the podcast.
I guess I'm seeing John Carter of Mars because I definitely saw Battleship in theaters.
And so I don't have them written down, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask one of you. I guess I'll just ask you.
We're gonna take a Facebook quiz.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a BuzzFeed quiz of what movie you are.
What movie is Tyler assigning me this week?
Yeah. Steve, I'm gonna ask you. I guess
How am I still a Rachel from Friends?
Steve, you were kind of the factor here. I guess pick a number, 1 or 2.
Oh.
Yeah. So
how thrilling!
Oh yeah. So super thrilling. You said 1?
1.
All right. That means that, Steve, you were seeing R.I.P.D.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Starring... That's an interesting reaction to being assigned R.I.P.D.
When it came out, decent.
When it came out, I kind of wanted to see it, but I just never got around to. I mean, I know it's not people don't like it or anything, but like, it seemed like a fun. Yeah, it's because it's Jeff Bridges and Ryan Reynolds.
Rip Torn.
Yes. Is Rip Torn in it?
No.
Oh,
He was well dead by the time that came out. I
Rip
think
Torn's still alive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rip Torn's alive.
He's dead to me.
After the incident.
Yeah.
After what he did to your family.
Yeah, telling our family he was in Ripped.
And Charlie, that means that. So pick a number between 2 and 2.
2. Somebody look up if he's dead or not, though.
No,
I'm reacting.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up right now. Charlie, you get to see the Lone Ranger.
So
So
fuck, I'd way rather see the other one.
Well,
I kind of want to see both of these.
Oh,
Yeah, Rip
tradesies.
Torn is 86 years old. He is still alive. Just as born, there's no dead.
That's dead. No, I'm kidding.
He's,
I mean,
he's dead inside.
What kind of life does he have left?
Probably an awesome one.
Probably.
With the name like that.
Just paying bills with the Men in Black and dodgeball money.
I mean, that can't be his real name.
And
do you think it is?
No, that's not like his.
I
his
like to
birth
pretend
name.
it is.
Just like how you like to pretend he's dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're seeing Lone Ranger, which starred Armie Hammer,
Who I like.
and Johnny Depp.
Who I greatly dislike.
So both these movies actually have. Never mind. I was gonna say because Armie Hammer was going to be in a DC movie, but he wasn't,
And he still might, but who knows?
Whereas Ryan Reynolds was in a DC movie. Because Armie Hammer, Steve, I don't know if you knew this, he was going to be Batman in a Justice League movie.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it was some Justice League movie they were cooking up around the time of The Dark Knight, I think, or Dark Knight Rises or something, like around that time, wasn't it?
He does play somebody with superpower handsomeness in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., though.
And in real life.
Yeah. Correct.
And doesn't he also play two people in The Social Network?
Yeah, he does. He plays the
Winklevi?
Whatever.
Winklevaj twins.
Yeah.
Well, they're the Winklevoss twins, but they call them the Winklevi.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Because when you pluralize Voss,
Rowing that boat.
you can't say Vosses.
I mean, you can.
I mean,
You just did. You proved everybody wrong.
I proved that movie wrong.
And yeah, so those are the two movies, Lone Ranger and Ribbed.
I'm fine with this. I would have been fine with either,
for Steve's
but...
pleasure, because it sounded like I said ribbed. Get it, guys?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm great.
Speaking of which, I'm fucked.
All right, let's watch these trailers.
Okay, so my initial thoughts are that Steve's movie has a better concept, but my production quality looks much higher to me.
Yeah.
No, but I think that's a function of the fact that they're like mine's gonna have like sight gags, you know, like the goofy
I think,
like wall splat type stuff.
Honestly, out those two trailers, Lone Ranger did look better. Like everything except Johnny Depp.
I think
looked good about that movie.
I think if I like Johnny Depp,
yeah.
I'd be on board for that.
I like Johnny Depp. I've heard bad things about it. I've heard mostly that the movie's just bland. Mm-hmm. But like I'm sure it'll be a fun ride. And same thing with R.I.P. I think it's just gonna be a fun, goofy action movie.
What I don't get about Ribbed is
no ripsticks.
Yeah, there's not a single ripstick, and I was just kind of
just
confused.
In the trailer. You think they want to give it all away in the trailer?
Fair enough.
They gotta save something for the butts in the seats.
But so. Are they aliens too, or something? Like, why do they all look?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, because I think they're demons.
Oh yeah,
so
that's right.
Demons just have like 20 eyes on their head.
Sometimes.
So wait, they died and then they became demons.
From like if it runs a lot like because I watched all of Reaper. It was a show with a similar concept.
Yeah.
But. The idea is that there are like bad people in the world, and when they die, they go to hell, and then while they're in hell, either you're kind of a bitch in hell, and you just kind of get like take whatever happens, or the people that are like strong and still like hate and stuff, they like mold themselves into like a demon almost.
Gotcha.
And so like whatever it is that they did in life that like basically caused them to go to hell, it kind of becomes more pronounced, and they become a demon. Shaped towards that sort of thing. So like real angry like guys that beat people up, they get bigger and things like that. So I mean, I don't know if that's how this is going to play out, but that's what I would assume is occurring.
Gotcha. Jeff Bridges' accent is terrible.
Yeah, he just gets on my nerves sometimes. Like I think he's a good actor, but sometimes
I know what you mean.
You were like trying to you're just like trying to mumble.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I see where you're coming from.
So those are the two movies, Lone Ranger and R.I.P.D.
Hey, R.I.P.D. did have a portal in the sky. That shit never happens.
No, it's pretty original, and we actually found out. I guess these came out the same year.
Yeah,
which is nice. 2013. That's a happy accident.
Probably way too busy seeing Man of Steel to see these other two.
Yeah, probably.
Or any other film that year.
So let's talk a little bit about Spider-Man real quick. Steve, I know Charlie, you haven't seen it yet.
I'll probably see it.
I'm
by
sure you
the next
don't
episode.
want like a huge amount of spoilers or something. I mean, I don't really feel like.
I mean, I
going-
think anybody, like, people might. We're kind of in a weird place. For the most part, like, it's a movie that you don't want to spoil for people, but also by the time this episode comes out, the people who want to see it have seen it, probably. But I still think we should avoid the spoilers.
Yeah.
I read that Planet of the Apes was the #1 at the box office this weekend, which is crazy to me.
Did Spider-Man come out this weekend? I thought it came out last.
Past one.
Okay,
but still,
yeah.
that even
Yeah,
you
no.
would think the second weekend still would be strong, but who knows?
So I think that the movie was pretty all right. Steve, you said you really liked it.
I liked it. I don't know if I can say I liked it. I enjoyed it, and I really liked Michael Keaton, and I really liked the way he looked as the Vulture.
Yeah,
and like how they utilize. Like, it was better. It was cool that like he wasn't just like the Vulture flying around. He like used his wings and did stuff. It wasn't just like swoop in, pick him up, and then throw him.
Yeah. The Shocker was a complete disappointment, though. If we're talking villains, he did nothing.
Yeah, I thought they were setting, like, when they first revealed the Shocker, I thought they were setting him up for like the next movie.
I gotcha.
And then it was kind of, you're right, it was kind of bland.
I would say, it was fine. It was better. I mean, it's not like it's hard, but it was better than Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 easily. And yeah, it was all right. I don't know. I'm kind of getting sick of seeing him in high school. I think that's part of the thing, and then that's just what this is gonna be, is like him in high school for a couple more years, you know?
Right.
And that's whatever. There's one thing you were saying, how you liked Michael Keaton a lot. There's this one thing that Michael Keaton does, though, that's like he does it in almost all of his roles, and it's kind of like weird and annoying to me. He like will do it like a head tilt back squint, and then his like mouth does this like.
I know
like
exactly
he
what you're
curls up,
talking
he
about.
curls up his nose. Yeah, listeners can't obviously see it, but it's like his lip
Like
comes up a little
yeah.
bit, and he's like, oh, what is this?
And it's always like right after he takes off glasses or something.
Yeah,
He's like,
and it's like, I mean,
sorry.
it's weird. Do you know what I'm
Yes.
referring? Like, he does that almost in every single role at least once, especially now that he's older. It's like,
That's just
I don't know. It's a
his face,
weird.
He does it with the cowl on. They're like, "You're fucking Bruce Wayne."
And there's one thing that really, like, I think it started the movie off on a bad note for me, was the scene where, like, they're introducing Spider-Man. You know how he's, like, filming that little, like, thing?
like when he goes to meet.
Yeah,
Tony
Tony
in
takes him to
Germany.
Robert Downey Jr..
Yeah, Tony Stark takes him to Germany, and he's, like, filming it.
For Civil War.
Yeah, it's the Civil War thing. And I told Charlie about this, and obviously this is not a huge deal, but it was just kind of glaring to me because Civil War was, what, 2 movies ago? 3 movies ago? Something like that? Like, it was pretty...
It was a bit ago now. I mean, it was last summer, right?
Yeah, it was last
It's
summer.
the only one in between Doctor Strange,
and
right?
oh, yeah, I forgot about Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange and Guardians, too.
Oh, yeah.
So,
you're
yeah.
right.
But Guardians is so far removed from the
Yeah,
storyline,
yeah.
Like, it's not.
So, I mean, yeah, just last year, Civil War came out. And there's that scene where he's on the phone in the middle of the fight, and he's, like, saying something, and then in the background, you see Ant-Man become Giant Man, and
Yeah.
he's like, oh, well, I gotta go, or something like that, and then he turns around and he goes, what, he's big now? Whereas in Civil War, he watches Ant-Man become Giant Man, and it's literally, I mean, it's a comedy hit where he goes, holy shit!
Yeah.
When it happens. So I was like, I mean, right away I was like, wait, we're already retconning two movies? Like, obviously it's not a big deal. It's not
Right.
like that formed his, you know, life. But it was just right off the bat, I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. And then the fact that Pepper Potts is now with Tony Stark again,
Right.
which wasn't she not around for, like, she was like mad at him or something?
I mean,
and
Does she still have superpowers, or did he cure her? of
she's
those?
just in the very last scene.
yeah,
So
you don't
know.
It's almost like a surprise cameo. Like if this had been any other movie, it would have been like, surprise guys, we got Gwyneth Paltrow for this.
Yeah, but I thought
cameo.
I thought in Civil War she like wasn't showing up anywhere and wasn't answering his calls.
I mean, I think she was mad at him, but
And
I mean,
in
I think
Age of Ultron, too.
Yeah, because he makes all his suits again, right?
But I think the thing is that they're just doing that thing where it's like Tony screws up, Pepper forgives him. Like they're trying to build this like 90s rom-com TV show. Like they're always mad. Like she's always mad at him. Like he's always screwing up and she's always mad, but they always get back together.
It was nice seeing Jon Favreau again, like playing Happy. That was cool. He had more of a role than I think he's had in the past.
And
like,
it was like there were like some good stuff, and like the scene, like his scene with Tom Holland at the end of the movie, I thought was really good.
Yeah, he did a good job. Tom Holland did a good job too. You know, I mean, I don't know. There was nothing about it that was groundbreaking.
Did he hold that ferry together pretty well?
He held it together pretty well. Yeah.
I like that scene.
No, but that's just in every fucking Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, and he's being held up and his arms are out and his legs are down while he's saving a bunch of people. It's really I don't know if they meant this, but I got a lot of like Christ imagery from that. I don't know if that was
I don't know.
It's really something I've never seen before in a movie.
That scene was kind of funny because that dude was like, "Yeah, Spider-Man," and then it all starts falling apart, and then Iron Man comes in to like resave the day, and he's like, and that same guy's like, "Yeah, Iron Man," just like completely flips on him.
And
thanks for ruining the joke.
Yeah,
Dick.
seriously.
I'm kidding.
No, I think part of the reason why it just doesn't like I can't really imagine myself going on my way to watch it again is just because of the fact that this is the sixth Spider-Man movie in the past. Not even 20 years, has it? Like
I don't know.
Since
the first one was like early 2000s.
And the last one was 3 years ago. And this is already a new. I don't know. It's just. It was a good movie, but it was just
that
like
Venom movie coming out.
Yeah, who the fuck
That's
knows
kind
what's
of there.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't really have much else to say about it. I don't. Just Steve, is there anything? I mean,
I think they did a good job of like showing his frustration of not getting to do anything without dragging it out too much.
Yeah, Flash was hilarious.
That's what I was about to ask.
Flash
was it good?
Dude, yeah,
he did a good job.
There was somebody said one of the teachers says like a zing to him where he's like, you can't always like doing everything fast isn't always the best way, Flash. Like a zing at him, and my first thought was like,
you're a teacher.
Well, my first thought was like, dude, my parents named me this. Like, it's not a nickname. Like, I don't know, that I thought that was kind of funny, but yeah, no, he was funny. He calls him Penis Parker at the very beginning, so it was already like, a fucking high note. I mean,
that's good, but it's no Dick Splash.
You're right.
He pretty much calls him Penis Parker. Like, I mean, the entire
second
movie.
the second he said it, I laughed so fucking hard. I don't know why that's so funny to me.
I don't know.
He's like, hey, Penis Parker. I was like, ah,
got him.
I also like that they showed Peter as kind of like at least kind of introspective and mature.
Yeah. Oh,
like when they go to a party and he's gonna show up as Peter or as Spider-Man to like
prove that he's friends with.
Yeah, and be like, hey, I know Peter or whatever, just like so people like get off his back at school. And he's like, this is fucking stupid. Like this is a dumb idea. Like I should not be doing this as some sort of gimmick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's one thing that, and this doesn't annoy me, like, it's just a trope that bothers me, and it's when, and it happens in this movie, when the good guy meets up with the bad guy, and the bad guy doesn't know that good guy is hero, you know?
And the good guy does now, and so it's like real awkward.
Yeah, so, well, as in the bad guy never sees him unmasked.
Oh, okay.
It's like in first Spider-Man movie when Harry's dad comes over and he's like, "Oh shit." The said good guy always, it's like that scene in that SpongeBob episode where they're like, "Act natural." And then they start like mooing and eating grass. It's like they're so, I mean, he might as well have been like, "Oh man, he doesn't know I'm Spider-Man." Oh no, did I say that out loud? Like it's so obvious. It's like, dude, just play cool. And because then later the hero always like acts tough whenever the guy like for sure finds out. So it's like, okay, so now you can act tough, but you couldn't have just acted normal. But yeah, that's kind of funny and whatever. They did do a good job of explaining, because they went to that girl's party, and that house was fucking insane.
Yeah.
And Kevin and I were like, holy shit, this is New
Isn't he
York.
supposed to be in like Queens?
Yeah, it's like, this is New York. That house is bonkers. But they actually, later in the movie, there's actually like good reason as to why that house is so. It's like, oh, okay, good on them for actually like making note of that. But yeah, I'd say let's go on into the War of the Planet of the Apes, which we just saw.
Just fresh in our minds.
Steve, you had not seen any Planet of the Apes movie of the new trilogy. What did you think?
I enjoyed it. I know. I thought it was good.
Does it make you want to watch the other two?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
I mean, mostly because I was really angling for some James Franco.
Yeah.
And he was not present.
I think that...
And I felt lied to.
I don't think that it was... I actually think it's the worst of the three.
Same here.
Yeah.
But it's still a very solid movie.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, it's hard to... Not hard to criticize, but it's just like... It's still a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
But it is... I do think it'll be the least memorable of the two,
I would say the
three.
second one is the best one. And then I would do 2, 1, 3 in my ranking.
The first is so different from the other two.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's true.
It's really only like the last 15 minutes are like the...
Yeah, because
next
the
two,
first
yeah.
part is like building up to it.
Yeah.
And like,
Pretty much, yeah.
And then, no, that makes sense. It's the second one's where like a lot of the conflict begins.
Mm-hmm. And that one has just cool, like with Koba and stuff, cool character development and stuff.
Yeah. I was wondering, do you think these still take place in America?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they said like it was on the border of California.
Oh, they did?
And that's why I
I
figured at
missed
the end
that.
they were at like Lake Tahoe or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then what do you guys think happens to the Statue of Liberty? Or is that like not part of this timeline? Or
Well, the whole world has been taken over. I mean,
3 months before this happened, they moved the Statue of Liberty to California.
Oh,
That's
okay. Before Simeon flew.
although
Yeah.
where they were, there was a shit ton of snow.
Yeah, that's why I was
But it
like,
was-
I mean,
But-
you could
but
be
I
up
mean,
high
like the
North
north, like-
California, but
Well,
they would
'cause
have
they said-
traveled a lot because in
but
the
they said
beginning
the
they're in San
border.
Francisco.
Were they in San Francisco?
the first
In
movie.
the first movie they
yeah.
are.
Oh,
So, I
okay.
mean, it's possible that they've traveled that far since then, but
Yeah,
That's
that's
just
why
a
I
lot.
was wondering if
I mean,
they
I
were
figured
still in Cali.
I figured it was just like the northern border, like the border of.
It's just nuclear fallout.
No, I just figured it was the border of like California and what is it?
probably
Oregon.
is. Because if he had a kid and it was already all grown up and stuff, and
Yeah,
then another
'cause he-
kid, so
I was gonna say,
that's
yeah.
enough time
In the
to
second one,
migrate.
he has the kid.
Yeah.
And then this one, yeah, I was wondering how much time had passed between this one and the previous one, because it seemed like that kid was pretty much at least an adult, maybe a teenager. I don't know.
Well, no, he said he was in the army, so he had to have at least been like 18 or something.
Wait,
What?
we're talking about Caesar's kids.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
talking.
Caesar's kid.
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah.
I thought you were talking. I thought never
Woody Harrelson isn't in any of them,
Oh, okay.
but this one.
Those
Because
special effects though.
Yeah,
So
they're
fucking good.
they're pretty amazing. Like those, I would say that there was more of this where I don't know. It wasn't as impressive to me as the previous one.
We could be so used to it though.
Yeah, that's
too.
true. Except those like close-up shots were still amazing. Like
Yeah.
when the hair
There are
on
a couple
on
far
them
away
were,
ones where you notice when there
Yeah.
are a lot of them walking and stuff. But yeah, the close ups.
but those close-up, yeah, exactly. It's the hair looked so real.
especially
I
when
was
it's
just
wet, like only certain spots of it.
And,
Damn, man.
and like the micro expressions of like their face and like nostrils and mouth.
Yeah, it's amazing that like how much is that Weta or Weta Digital or whatever,
Probably.
is that those guys? Like yeah, because I think it's the same guys that did Lord of the Rings stuff.
Yeah.
So it just downright amazing, like that work. And also, I mean, you gotta think that a lot of the facial expressions and stuff were done by the actors that motion capped it. So it's like that's even more amazing that these guys like were able to portray these other creatures so well, and then
Like get the general animal ticks.
and the CG.
yeah,
and
because you
then,
can't do like they'd have to like stick their jaws out and stuff too to get
Yeah.
the right bite and everything. So
Yeah, so I mean, definitely if you've seen
so
the
you
other
got the
two,
lead singer from Creed.
Yeah.
he did all of them.
yeah, Scott Stapp, he's amazing.
Well, there was that scene where
Oscar
they all had
contender.
their arms wide open.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I thought I heard a little in the background of the soundtrack.
Human clay.
Yeah. We must mold them. Yeah, so it was very interesting how the flu. I guess I don't know. I don't really want to spoil anything about it either. But it was yeah, it was a good movie. If you saw the other two and you like them at all, I'd say go ahead and go see this in theaters. It's definitely. I'm interested whether or not they will continue to do more because this kind of closed.
It wraps
a
up pretty
loop.
well.
Yeah, it was pretty
Apparently
much like
Caesar's story, but
yeah, it wrapped it up really well and pretty much put a bow on it and was like, hey, this was the trilogy of this. And like this was this story, and so I'd be interested if they're going to do more and how they would do it, and if Matt Reeves would.
Would they do a time jump, you think, and just redo the originals? Or
Yeah,
no?
well, I wonder.
And I'll say that, like, even if you haven't seen the other ones, you could probably still, like, they had a nice intro that kind of summarized what happened in the previous two movies. Like, I know there were, like, some small specifics that probably would have been helpful for me to know, but overall, I didn't feel like I was completely out of the loop.
Definitely.
Watching it.
I think the biggest thing you'd gain from watching the first two is just caring as an audience member for Caesar.
Yeah.
Because that's like the whole goal of the first movie, essentially.
Pretty much,
and
yeah,
even the
it's-
second one, I guess.
Yeah, it's all about him. Yeah. Man, I honestly don't have much else to say about the movie. I was really just wondering about the Statue of Liberty.
That's why we went to see that movie.
Well, I
and
was waiting
why
for
we
him to
brought it
go
up.
chisel the Lincoln Memorial.
Redo it. We gotta make him an ape. Did you ever see that?
No.
You never saw the Mark Wahlberg Planet of the Apes?
No.
Oh, dude, the ending ends up because he's trying to beat the bad guy ape.
I bet that's like the only part of that movie I remember.
Well, it ends with him like getting in a time machine thing to go back to Earth, and he's trying to beat the bad guy ape who went as well. And he's like, "Oh shit, I got to go back in time and stop this all." And like,
So he's
stop
Samurai
him,
Jack?
Stop him from he's got to get back to the past. And he's actually the bad ape's name is Aku. So it's very
It's actually Mojo Jojo.
and he gets back and he's like, "Oh shit," and he lands for some reason like in Washington D.C. like at the Lincoln Memorial, and he runs up the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. And he looks up and he's like, "My God, I was too late." And then it shows the Lincoln Memorial.
He had a time machine. You can't
And it
be
shows
too late.
it shows the Lincoln Memorial, and the Lincoln Memorial is the exact same except for the fact that the face is an ape.
So an ape that looked exactly like Abraham Lincoln except for his face.
Very tall, lanky ape
freed all the other apes.
from other ape slave masters.
I don't know. And then he turns around and like a bunch of cops have their guns out and they're
bunch
all
of ape
apes.
cops?
Yeah, they're all like, "Freeze!" And he's like, "Oh no."
Oh no.
Yeah,
It'll be
it's-
just like that other time I was in this situation.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like that movie was really bad. It was a Tim Burton movie too, I think. Like with
They're
Mark,
like-
and I feel like it was one of Mark Wahlberg's like first starring roles.
They're like, freeze, and he's
No,
like,
I
that
mean, I remember
Vietnamese
being-
guys, drop those charges. I swear.
That was,
and your apes.
That was
Oh,
one
shit.
time.
just the idea that the fucking ape Lincoln is the most ridiculous shit
Ape
ever.
Lincoln.
It's like, imagine it's like the Washington Monument, but there's just an ape head at the top. Oh my god.
Have they
Too
ever
late.
shown Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, it's just all apes.
Just
I did kind of have a problem with that in this movie, especially in the beginning. I could not tell any of these apes apart.
no, I
They all
I
looked
was
exactly the
thinking like
same.
they kept on showing like a close up of an ape and I was like, should I know who that is?
Yeah, man.
and like, how could I tell
I think
if I
that's-
did know who
and
that
I think
was?
it's why every time Koba came up in his like fever dreams, he said Koba.
I recognize him because he's got the scar in the
Yeah,
the
and he's got like the
Fetty Wap
fuck
eye.
up teeth or
Yeah, I
whatever.
was gonna say I only noticed it because he had like more fangs.
But
almost.
yeah, all his kids. I didn't know who a lot of those people were at the beginning. Where he was like, "Oh, what's up, Lake? I can't." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Who the fuck is that?"
My son Cornelius. Did you notice that, Steve? That
Oh,
one
yeah,
time
that's
he
right.
says the first time he says his name, it sounds like they didn't
It's
put
after
any effects on.
It's after the after
effects, but
Woody
just
Harrelson
how he
like
said it.
gets away or something like that, and Cornelius is like in the corner hiding,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, Cornelius." Because Charlie and I we were both like, wait, what the fuck? That did not even sound like Andy Serkis. Like,
It did not.
It sounded like somebody else voiced that over, and they couldn't be fucked to try to even do an ape voice that he's been doing the whole time.
They just go, you. Oh, you. Come here.
I will say that, like, I hope this isn't too spoilery, but they're at a weapons depot, and there's just, like, a big, easy-to-access area.
Yeah, there's just
and I was like, I feel like this would be secured in
there's
a
just an
weapons depot.
there's an underground tunnel. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly like a sewer or some sort of thing, but, like, even that would be incredibly locked down at a weapons depot.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever.
I'm excited though to see what Matt Reeves does with Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Now for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was before because Matt Reeves has not missed really yet.
That direction in that first scene where the humans and apes first engage each other in the forest was awesome. That made me think like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, that's because what else he did? That remake of Let Me In or Let the Right One In.
Did he?
Oh,
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he did the remake of that and like the American remake, and I haven't seen. I've seen the original, but I haven't seen the remake, and I think it's one of those few remakes that has actually like gotten positive response. I think everybody who's reviewed it, they're pretty much like, this is about as good as a remake as you can do, like of this movie.
Yeah.
And then he did Cloverfield, didn't he?
I don't know.
I feel like he did the first Cloverfield, and then
Which
he also,
I know you really like.
Yeah, I do. And then he also obviously did these last two Planet of the Apes movies. Let's see.
He did Cars 2.
Oh, that's right. No, he just did the.
Oh, God, Cars 2.
He just did Planes. Yeah, he did Cloverfield, and he directed 5 episodes of Felicity.
Oh, thank God,
Steve! I know you're.
Was it one of the episodes when she cut her hair?
I mean, sure. She does it every episode, doesn't she? I don't know. I know nothing about that show. Does it show?
He also directed the baby scenes in Ally McBeal.
Yeah, just the baby shots. Yeah, he's done Cloverfield. He did Cloverfield, Let Me In, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Where the Planet of the Apes, and then he's obviously got Batman coming up, and then some other shit. Ooh, a bank heist thriller. Untitled bank heist thriller.
Nice.
They should just leave it at that.
Sign me up.
Yeah, I'm in.
It's a rom-com.
It's actually just a sequel to Tower Heist.
Oh, I was gonna
What
say
the world
it's
has
a
been
real
waiting
meet
for.
cute.
The whole movie's a meet cute.
Yeah, it's like Dog Day Afternoon.
God, kill me.
It's about this heister, person, meeting
High
a
store.
tower.
High store, not high stir.
High store, gotcha. Yeah, so go see Planet of the Apes. Yeah, go see watch them all. Like,
Go watch the
they're-
Mark Wahlberg one. Maybe we should.
Star-
Ooh, that might be an assigned one.
Yeah, that's actually pretty. I don't know.
I would have to
It
assign
would
it.
have to be Steve that assigns it because you and I have both seen it.
That and then the what's the one with the lizard people that Will Ferrell was in?
What?
Land of the Lost.
Oh, I completely forgot about that
Yeah.
movie.
Did you see it?
No.
Giving Steve
You can't-
ideas.
I mean, I already have an idea, but I don't know. Like, it's not. I don't think it's good enough to use.
I mean, just save it. Just an
Yeah.
idea.
yeah.
I've seen both of them.
No. I mean,
They
I had
both
a
sucked.
no. I had a separate idea, but I don't think it's good enough, and I think it's too.
You're probably right.
I think it's too
not good
redundant
enough.
for right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's never good.
No,
enough,
okay,
Steve.
so I'm gonna say it right now because I'm not gonna use it.
Oh, okay, what's your idea?
The
Go for
idea
it.
the idea is that I remembered the 2 movies that weren't chosen that I hadn't seen from you guys' favorite movies for Garrett, and I was going to give them to the opposite person. So I was going to give, because I haven't seen The Marine or Shooter, so I was going to give Tyler the Marine and Charlie Shooter.
That'd be an interesting battle.
Wouldn't even bother watching mine.
Yeah, same. Well, yeah, I mean, you already watched 12 rounds recently, so you would.
Well, I just mean because I know I'd lose.
And that was another thing. Like, well, because like the fact that you guys kept saying that the Marine was essentially 12 rounds, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that auto wins
With even more explosions, though.
because I heard your defense of
one
12
more
rounds.
explosion.
But since I heard your defense of 12 rounds, I felt
Yeah.
like I already knew what to expect from it.
Just less Danny.
Donnie.
Ooh, no Danny. Sorry, Tyler, because you would have had.
Oh, I would have had a free
Hey,
Victor.
but it does
free.
have multiple comedy beats about one of the I guess like meatheads of the crew. You remember that?
No.
Well, he's just like there's like a bank. There's a heist team, and
Heistors,
he's
a
like
group of heistors.
he's like the thug guy, like the big meaty guy.
Mm-hmm.
And there are multiple jokes about him being molested as a kid at summer camp.
Are you sure this wasn't a Medea movie?
I'm positive.
Damn it.
She didn't
And
make
it's like something about rock candy, and it's like 3 times in the movie. It's like I should have never had the rock candy at summer camp. And that people make fun of him for it. Like, yeah, after what that counselor did to you with the rock candy at summer camp.
What the fuck?
It's pretty fucked up. The movie's great.
Okay.
I'm not crazy. It happened.
No, that and that movie is great. I'll attest to that. So I guess let's just go right into stuff we actually like now. We're pretty
Sure.
Yeah. So Steve, what do you got?
The other day I watched all of Glow on Netflix, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. It was pretty good.
Oh, that's an acronym?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's an acronym for the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
I thought that show was about
just
dancers in the 80s.
No. It's basically it starts off with Allison Brie, and she's an actress. She can't find it starts off with her reading this part.
Meta.
Well, it starts off with her reading this part, and the casting director is like, "That's the man's part. Do you want to try again?" And she's like, "Oh, sure." And then she just goes, "Sir, your wife's online too."
Funny, she just goes, "No."
No, but it's a really good commentary on like where female roles were in the 80s. And then they go into wrestling, and then it's another commentary on like the stereotypes that were going on. Like there's one girl, and she's I believe from India, but they say that she's like from Saudi Arabia, and they call her Beirut, and she's like a terrorist. And so her character is this crazy terrorist, and then like right before they actually shoot the show, there's that hostage situation from the 80s in Beirut, and so like it's just like really bad for her. But like, and then there's like a black woman, and
she becomes the heel then in that wrestling world, I guess.
Well, no, she's a heel. Like it's basically like half heel. Like the main woman is like this blonde, like this tall blonde woman. They give her some medals, and because one of the other girls creates this character, and they strip it from her to give it to this other girl who had used to be on a soap opera. And, like, the medals are hers. I don't know if she was in the Olympics or she just, like, won medals from something. But her character is, like, Liberty Bell. And she's just, like, very American. And, all the stereotypes are real bad. Like, there's one woman, she's African American. And her character is a welfare queen. And so her whole bit is like she just talks about how she doesn't have to do anything.
Jesus.
And she just like lives off the government, and so like everyone hates her.
Wow.
How is that even like a
Clever?
character?
It's
No, but
not.
like what would you wear like out of the ring? You know,
Yeah.
patriotic,
No,
wear
she
the
was
flag
like-
and stuff.
She was like that one pimp that was on WWE like a long time. I can't remember. I don't know. It was like I think it was just like the Godfather. No, it wasn't the Godfather. But like the whole thing is just like they're doing these like really racist things, and like the girls are like, I don't know if I feel comfortable. He's like, but like the director, he's not just doing it because he views those things. He's like no, we're making fun of these stereotypes, and then they're like, but do people know that we're making fun? Like, are we just like creating the stereotypes for people to like stereotype other people, or are we actually making fun of them?
I was, after you said that thing about The Godfather, I was just thinking about Marlon Brando in The Ring, and
No, but
the movie The Ring.
Yeah.
Like, and playing, what's her name? The girl in The Ring.
Samara?
Samara, yeah, crawling on the
Oh.
ground. And old, fat Brando, not...
It's always old fat Brando.
Yeah.
It's never young.
I'm not
Brando.
talking on the
I
waterfront.
mean,
Brando.
he wouldn't have any lines to memorize, so he'd probably take the role.
Exactly.
He doesn't even. He takes the roles even when he has.
We're talking Island of Dr. Moreau. Brando.
No, like Apocalypse Now Brando, where he was just like he just like mumbled his lines and everyone was like, I guess cut.
Well, didn't he have like an earpiece in The Godfather, and they just fucking told him lines?
Yeah, somebody stood with like the cue card in front of him or whatever, like the actor that he's talking to. But the Island of Dr. Moreau one, they talk about that. Remember, he had an earpiece, but it picked up a radio frequency. So in the movie, he's talking, and then out of nowhere, he's like, "There's a robbery at the bank and such," and then just keeps going.
I like the idea that he is just so like disconnected from his own life that he is just reciting everything that's being said to him in this earpiece without just one iota of
comprehension of whether or not it like fits in with the other things
or makes sense.
So he just shuts his brain off.
I mean, at that point, he's pretty much just a puppet. Okay.
Overall, Glow was good. I think it was a really good like character piece to like show what these girls were going. Like, there's a lot of different levels of what people are going through, and like how they're trying to make it work as, in some cases, both female and a minority in a time where neither of them were getting like good shots at roles.
What does the G stand for again?
Gorgeous.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. All right, Charlie?
And Mark Maron does a great job in it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I heard he was in that.
He's the director. He's a pretty big part.
All right. What
Gotcha.
the fuck, dude? I
right.
get it.
I don't.
He has a podcast called WTF. Or
Pretty edgy.
I did not know that.
It's like, yeah, it's one of the pretty popular. He interviewed Barack Obama once.
Yeah, dude, because he got him to say the N-word on the podcast, dude.
Did he really?
I think so.
Oh, that's actually
Edgy.
how did he do that?
Wait.
We held a gun to his
With a hard R?
I don't remember. I just remember it was on the news or some shit. It was stupid. It's like, who gives a fuck? Anyway, what I'm excited about is I don't remember if I was flipping on Facebook or something, and I saw an ad for something.
Oh, the Dashboard Confessionals concert.
No, it's a mockumentary on HBO coming out called Tour de Pharmacy.
Yeah, that looks good.
It's Andy Samberg, Orlando Bloom, and hold on, I'll save the kicker for what really hooked me. It's about like the Tour de France and then people getting on drugs and stuff, and this one team. The synopsis was like, what is his name? It's something like Pepe Gege, his Andy Samberg's character name, causes a pileup because he was trying to grope a female spectator, and this is in like old Tour de France. So like, those guys are just crazy out there riding. And so that setup is already ridiculous. And then he flips and crashes everybody. So they start testing them all. But in the short little teaser for it, their team is made up of all these different guys, and they're all like doing steroids, and one of their cyclists is John Cena. There's a scene of him on the speed bike just like flexing his muscles as hard as he can, just screaming like cycling, but he's in the the aerodynamic position, and that was enough to be like, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember wanting to watch 7 Days in Hell.
I was just about to say that one was really good.
What's that one again?
That's
It's
another
the same-
mockumentary with Andy Samberg, and it's got Kit Harington in it. And
and
it's
it
like,
was like a 7-day tennis match.
yeah, it was like the world's longest tennis match or something like that, and it was between Kit Harington and
That's funny.
and Andy Samberg because
it
they're like
HBO
the
as
two.
well, or was that like
yeah,
Hulu?
it was
Gotcha.
HBO as well.
I think it was either last year or the year before.
It was a couple years ago. It was pretty good. Yeah, and I think that one I just saw like a billboard for once, and I was like, "What is that?"
I saw a random trailer for it on Reddit or something like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, that one was surprisingly good. You should check that one out.
Yeah.
And this one, if it's the same
Probably doing
exact
back-to-back.
people, yeah, if it's the same exact people, is it out already?
I don't know.
I think it's coming out maybe tonight.
Yeah,
No, that can't be right.
It was
because
July
tonight,
something, I think.
Because tonight is the return of Game of
Oh,
Thrones.
yeah,
and
that'd be
I doubt
dumb.
I doubt they would double that up.
Yeah.
All right. So what is it called?
Yeah,
again?
they don't want Game of Thrones to lose viewers.
Yeah, it's called Tour de Pharmacy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll look that up here in a bit. So I'm gonna say I've been watching The Defiant Ones, which is another HBO show, but it's a real documentary. It's like an episodic documentary kind of thing, and it's about these two music producers. I can't remember the one guy's name, but he like
Suge Knight.
yeah, it was Suge Knight. No, he like discovered U2.
Is it the Iovine guy?
Yeah, Jimmy Iovine, I think is his name. Yeah.
Something like that.
And then also Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
And how they both like pretty much went against what like the mold with stuff,
Right.
And finding music
I
and like
heard a lot about it.
how they did different things and how and then also how like their stories come together at some point and how Jimmy Iovine or whatever his last name is, he pretty much like put all his cards, all his like bets into Dr. Dre. Like there's a point because that was back with Interscope. And Jimmy Iovine was like the head of Interscope, and they were owned by Warner Brothers, and like there was a bunch of controversy with NWA and stuff like that, and I think that Interscope owned Ruthless Records or something like that, or maybe down the line. Anyway, they basically went up to Jimmy and was like, "Hey, we're gonna buy out your 50%, pretty much, so that we can then sell the company, like get rid of Interscope." Or no, get rid of Dr. Dre and all them. Like they weren't going to get rid of Interscope because they knew that he wouldn't do it, and they offered him like $120 million or something like that, and he said no. He was like, "No, I'm not going to do that." And they're like, "Well,
That
then,"
is bold.
and so they got rid of Interscope, but they were like, "Okay, well then Interscope's done. Like they're not a part of us anymore." And then not long after they got rid of Interscope, another company that was like had the same people yeah, it's hard to explain. Anyway, they got picked up by another company, and I feel like I'm doing a shit job explaining this, and it sounds really fucking stupid.
Just watch it.
Yeah, it's. I think it's still going on. I think I was like 4 episodes in, but I think it's every week one of those like they're releasing another one. I don't know how far it's gonna go. It might be over for all I know, and the 4th episode is the last one. But yeah, it's a pretty
I've heard
good
things.
Yeah, it's a pretty good documentary. It's really interesting and really cool and really well made and stuff like that. So, yeah, I would say check that out if you got HBO, as well as...
It's the first time it's ever been 3 show movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, not anything else but TV shows. I think that's one of the first times you've had an actual... not just an idea of something.
Or a cereal.
Yeah, that was a famous one.
Hey, I hope that shit's back this year. I'll get it again.
And I'll probably get some
Chocolate Frosted Flakes with marshmallows.
No,
Come
I mean,
on now.
it's... I can't say I... Like, when you said it, I was like, Like, that sounds like something I like.
All right. Well, other than that, I guess check out all the... I'll put all the links in again on the... If you're listening on, a podcast app, there should be a bunch of links of people that are friends of ours or Three Wise Media Radio.
Friends is strong. People that finance us? I don't...
Associated X.
Nah, I'm...
Definitely not that.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Most of the ones that I've met, I would consider friends.
I guess I'll throw this out there. In August, oh shit, I don't know the exact date.
26.
It's a Friday in August. If you're in the St. Louis area, they're at the Tivoli, which is a theater out here. They're showing The Room, late night one night, and Tommy Wiseau is actually going to be there for like a little Q&A. As of now, are you
like this Q&A? I feel is like going to be like that one episode of The Office where Ryan comes back and he's like, "Does anybody have any questions?" And Kelly just goes, "I have a question. How dare you?" Like I want that to happen so bad.
Are you guys for sure going? You're gonna go?
Probably.
Yeah,
I
Most
probably will.
likely.
Yeah, so
I'll see what I can do. At
and
least.
not only that, but the Good, Bad, or Bad guys will be there as well. So
maybe we can meet up with them.
Oh, we will. Yeah, we will. And
hang out.
There's probably I was gonna say,
Host
and then you
pre-bar session.
Yeah, pre-bar
Post-bar
sesh
session.
or whatever, and we'll probably get drinks. So keep a lookout for us, all of us guys, if you're going and you're interested. But yeah, other than that, I got nothing else to say. Do you guys?
Nope. We'll buy all listeners that come up free waters.
Oh yeah, all the expenses are. Anyway, bye.
Movie Versus is a production of Three Wise Media. For more information, check us out on Facebook.